to do that, Havoc. It is in the rules. All right, let's put a real quick marker down. Twitch chat, you can say hi, YouTube, if you want. And remember, the new patch notes are in the exclamation point patch command here on Twitch. So if you're watching on Twitch and you're going, oh shit, new patch, or new what's new in the patch, exclamation point patch. Now that I think about it, I should probably do that in the YouTube description. What's up, Be Vigilant? Yikes. That's not good. 7 days of flu's no fun. Well, hopefully the temperature and the headache subside quickly. For those of you who don't know, at the end of the stream yesterday, we had a calamity. Somebody got huskified and turned evil. And then we got attacked by we got attacked by goblins, and some of them got in over the walls via climbing trees. Then somebody got huskified. So we lost like 20-something dwarves. So moods are terrible, and my hospital is cramped. I'm just going to read through the named dwarves in the fort real quick, which is Iron Zack, Ice Blue, and Insulina Sama. Havoc, and everybody who says rest is currently injured and in hospital. Goats is still alive. Stillintus is also still alive. Greg and Then Some is around. Jack Nurek is alive. And Croc Dude is still alive. Wicta is alive. And Midnight X, still alive. Napalm Sideburns, still alive. Mass Morass is still around. And I think that's everybody. We did lose quite a few dwarves. So the first thing I need to do, as far as I remember, is go here and say, don't let everybody do that. Because I'm out of buckets. The next thing I need to do is go in here and just type in bucket. No, that's a buckler. Bucket. Done. Let's just pump all those to the top. Go down here and do the same thing. Then I'm also going to need a traction bench. And see if those get canceled. Let's go. Yes, it did. So I need a table. And also, I should double check if I re-enabled Dwarf Redemptions. But as far as my health goes, I'm okay. Nothing out of the ordinary. Only things that are self-inflicted. Legs are kind of sore. I did a bunch of squats last night. But, you know, getting by. Never perfect. Always trying to improve. Ideally, never terrible. All right, that should be up. And yeah, this is maybe the thing I'm the most excited about. Check this out. How long have people been asking for this? Longer than I remember. That's for sure. Nice bid for a timeout, Ilmarin. It's the most safe for work comment I've ever seen. It also works on that. Nifty. Does it work on building? It does. Does anybody else see what I'm seeing? No? Nobody cares? Okay, fine. I'll worry about this triage. Let me know, chat, when you guys want to get excited about things that I'm excited about. This can all be unforbidden. Yes, it's fine, Zildy. It's just, you know, it's just, it is what it is. It's just Dwarf Fortress things. And somebody just gave birth to a boy. Need to get rid of that cloud that drifted nearby. And I also need to see if this is up. Uh-oh, another cloud drifted nearby. That's never good. Where's this one? That's at the other end of the ocean. That's fine. Working on all those buckets. The other thing I need is soap. And I need soap badly. So let's go here and make a soap maker's workshop. Oh. Need an empty bucket. Go figure. Finish making that bucket, please. I need that in an ashery, actually. So I probably also need a barrel. Working, so a bit delayed reaction. I'm just very excited about all this stuff, and it's a Wednesday, so I should know better. It's fine. I'm just overly excited about this stuff, but also like kind of sleepy. So I'll just quietly get into. I'll just get to work today. It's fine. Gonna build an ashery and a soap maker shop there. Let's just go here. Make ash 20. Lye 20. Soap from tallow 20. Good day, Diamond. You got your sub anniversary ready to pop? Got it. Noted. Will keep that in mind for future references. Okay, that's going to get built up slowly, quick enough. Up here, let's go and build a traction bench. That should be good to go now. Yes, it is. Down here, there's just blood everywhere and tons of injured dwarves. I also need to check this. Okay, we got tons of cloth. Got no splints currently. No or 6 crutches. Not enough crutches. You're getting worked on. You're getting worked on. Let's scroll down through here. The next thing I need to do now that we've powered through those buckets a little bit is turn on orderlies. Although very few of these dwarves are actually thirsty, so we should be good now, especially considering I'm seeing these buckets here. Thanks, Murdoch, in YouTube chat. What's the goal for today? I'm just trying to solve this triage. But once the triage is full, it's the same as yesterday. We're continuing to train weather zombies. I mean, we're finally getting attacked by goblins now. So the number of things I can throw in with the weather zombies to keep training them is growing. I mean, we've got a master fighter down here. Buttsworth is leveled up to literally being a master fighter. We got Garfield Fan, who's a proficient fighter and adequate wrestler. And then we've got Santine Potato, the gutsy one, whose guts are spilled everywhere, who's a great fighter and I guess going to become a very talented biter eventually. Basically, I'm cage trapping and stripping goblins and then throwing them in here to be horribly brutalized to death by these 3 zombies. I've also learned that they don't kill each other, which is nice. Very convenient, if you ask me. So that's kind of the main like crux of today's planning is, well, that and I guess making a traction bench. Get over here, dwarf. We need a traction bench like stat. Dealer's choice. Chat, what kind of dwarf do I give to Red Fogel? Oh no, a dwarf was found dead. Well, that's unfortunate. Do you have a coffin, Suxel? Yes, you do. Well, that's crappy. What do you think, chat? Bearded? Jeweler? 2 for jeweler? None for jeweler? Let's just scroll. Actually, let's do this. Immobilize break. Okay, somebody's doing doctoring things. That's good to see. We do have surgeons. We're making buckets, traction benches. Got lots of meetings that are getting attended. All right. Well, I mean, could be worse. Newborn child. You know, baby's asset. You know what you did say? The name is Red, and that makes me chuckle. And I like reading baby descriptions, so you're going to be a baby. Good focus, disdains loyalty, not inclined to abstract concepts, leisurely, resists sickness, that does not sound like a baby, and has good analytical ability. Maybe, like, thinks he resists sickness, but in reality just gets his mum sick. He dislikes abstract discussions and would much rather focus on practical examples, lives at a slow-going and leisurely pace, is unfriendly and disagreeable, is bothered by this since he values friendship, he does not easily hate or develop negative feelings, and he tends to make a mess with his own possessions. He is somewhat fearful in the face of imminent danger, and he enjoys the company of others. He does not easily fall in love, rarely develops positive feelings, and likes to brawl. Doesn't lose focus on material goods, and he isn't particularly interested in what others think of him. He can sometimes act without deliberation and bites his nails when he gets bored. He needs alcohol to get through the working day. A big, strong dwarf someday? Probably if we stay in this world, otherwise maybe not. Personally views loyalty unfavorably and does not particularly value the truth in terms of creating a great work of art. He likes chromite and fine pewter and blue jade, as well as green glass and jute fabric and the color fuchsia, helms, beds, bracelets, in the words of the Crested Veil, and when possible prefers to consume nautilus, horse cheese, and bloated tubers, durian wine, and candle nuts, and absolutely hates flies. He is scrawny and has a very long beard, which is neatly combed. Well, will have a very long beard, which is neatly combed. He's a member of the Order of Dust. His mom and dad probably are also members of the Order of Dust. And his dad is Insulina Sama, and his mom is Zan the Clerk. Welcome to the fort. Oh, everybody. Oh, they're dwarves. All dwarves need alcohol to get through the working day. This isn't weird. I swear. You're just weird because you're a human and you think it's weird. If you were a dwarf, you too would realize that it is in fact very normal and definitely not weird. We got lots of donkeys to feed to the zombies. Excellent. So aside from the one dwarf that kind of died during the triage, we do seem to be getting through this at a pretty reasonable clip. And how's the stockpile of this going? Okay. We got buckets in here now. No powder just yet. I was going to say, you should be making ash, right? Yeah, you are. And then you need to make lye, which needs an empty bucket. Go figure. That's a bed. I don't want a bed. I wonder. Okay. Is there ever a dwarf that doesn't need alcohol to get through a working day? That's not a dwarf. It's like, you're a human, you need water. Dwarves need alcohol. Keep screwing up my bloody curtains. Eventually I'll figure out how to make this work. I managed to make it work on and off, and then it just keeps breaking itself. just pause for a second. Ha! Got it. This is true because most dwarven alcohol is minimum 40%. Like, dwarven beer is basically whiskey. Which is why you get alcohol poisoning so fast in adventure mode. Much to some people's dismay and my own chagrin. Okay, so how many dwarves are still in hospital? You're faint, but... lots of infections is the problem. Lots and lots of infections. Well. Let's make a bucket, please. Thought that you just made a bucket. Thought I just told you to make a bucket. I guess you didn't make a bucket. I'm distraught by your lack of bucketing. It certainly was one of the Dwarf Fortress patches of all time, Red Fogel. Which is a good thing that, like, they don't ingest anything that they lick off of themselves now, but... I need a bucket to be able to make soap. Because I've got 1 trillion dwarves with infections right now. That, you know, would be nice if they didn't die. Even if it's just, you know, a singular bar of soap. Although, actually, part of the reason all these are getting claimed is because... How many buckets are currently? It's 20. Okay, let's just do 5. 5 buckets required in there. Which will probably process this a little better. I've taken my bucket. Mm-hmm. Something bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza. There's a hole in my bucket, I say. I'm sure you're referencing something else, but... I'm so happy they added a button back to the difficulty screen since what we picked was world-specific. What, in adventure mode? I was gonna say, well, hasn't that been in fortress mode for a while? I don't remember. Is that in something they did that's new? Oh, wait, without going back to the main menu is what you mean, right? It's a very fine balance here. I mean, it's bucket stolen in like 2002. Man, we making references to 23-year-old memes expecting people to remember them, but I guess that's the world we live in now, hey? Yeah, in adventure mode. No. I know what you mean. I was just thrown off because I'm in fortress mode brain at the moment. But yeah, chat, so how are we feeling about that roadmap? With all those possible changes that could be made to adventure mode. Like that, or not in adventure mode, to fortress mode and sieges. Like, this is going to be a big deal because of how quickly it goes through. Like, if this is something that happens fast, that's going to say a lot for future Dwarf Fortress development. If it takes a year, it's going to say a lot about Dwarf Fortress development, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's kind of important that they get this done functional and in a stable state in a timely manner. Since we've been on adventure mode, yeah, no, we have. I was kind of expecting, like, I had a couple people yesterday ask me if I could speculate on what they were doing next. I'll be honest, I was fully expecting them to just be like, so, we're gonna spend 3 to 6 weeks working on building. That was very much what I was expecting, so it's interesting to see something else. You presume spirits to be? Well, probably, yeah. I don't know. I think There's difference between like alcohol, disinfectants, and soap. I feel like there is. I mean, maybe there isn't that much, but what do you still need? You just need immobilization. You're giving water. Is anybody immobilizing? What my bone doctor's up to. Meditate on death. Guys, this is not what I currently need you to be doing. Am I just out of splints? Is that the problem? Ah, I'm out of splints. Got it. Okay, well. Fine then. Just make me some splints. Oh, this is true, yeah. Well, now, except now we have raccoon soap. We now just have raccoon soap. Which I'm presuming is optimal soap for the dwarven people. We got the Trash Panda brand soap. We got dwarves cleaning their pus off. Excellent. And then dwarves cleaning up the pus. Even more excellent. If it can't contact the infected surface. It also doesn't work that well as a disinfectant if there's like additives to it. Like you really just want pure alcohol, right? So, like, as an example, cleaning your arm with wine, not gonna do much good for you. Cleaning your arm with vodka, maybe, or Everclear, not that bad, right? And then if it's too potent, it can actually do more damage than good. Like, you don't really want to, you know, clean your arm with isopropyl alcohol. And this is why I don't have the quoting thing public anymore, really, for people, because taking me out of context gets more annoying than not. For me, at least. I don't know. Maybe not you, but for me, at least. This dwarf's named Brass Hearts, and they've just got a bunch of Swords Dwarf skills. It's such a shame I can't use them. Smells like yesterday's vomit and lilacs. Smells like your grandma's used shorts. Among other things, most likely. The best brand of soap. Which in reality means it probably just smells like Irish Spring, but... Beer is for internal wounds? I mean, beer is for causing internal wounds. Goal, I think, is what you're looking for, Valium. There you go. Although apparently the husk zombies, as of today, are supposed to actually look like zombies, but only in New Worlds. Which I find really disappointing, personally. I wonder if that's the same for the fruit and trees. Anybody playing, let me know if you see different kinds of fruits. Because apparently they added more fruits and like sprites to the different trees. But I wonder if that's world specific. Also, did they clean up those trees around the edges? They did not yet. So I need to go around the edges and get rid of all these trees. Because these trees allowed the goblins to climb over my wall. And we can't have that. You wouldn't see more. You wouldn't have seen them yesterday because the patch came out today. The patch in question is there was a brand new patch that released this morning that includes a bunch of new fruit and vegetable sprites. So it's not something you would have seen yesterday. Because it wasn't in yesterday. I need some more farmers. As you can see, all my fields are a little sparse. And also might as well go back into labor. Order, is it others? Yes, everybody harvests. I mean, one of the things that was added was this. So now you can see how many you've selected without using DFHack. It also works with this and with building. I'll bet you that was something that took Tarn like 40 minutes. About 535,341 trillion times. Necrin. It's one of those things where I don't speculate on it because it's Tarn speculating on it. Future of the Fortress, Control F magic. Simply put, anything you can think of, he's probably talked about and said, yeah, that's a possibility. But that's all that Tarn says is, yeah, that's a possibility. Tarn doesn't speak in specifics when he's talking about future design. Basically, he prototypes, and then puts a prototype into the game. He's probably built the prototype for like 15 different things that you could think of. Will all of them make into the game? No idea. So please direct your interest to his speculation on that subject and not mine. The thing that's been discussed most recently is the planned depth and changes to sieges, so we'll focus on that for the time being. And also some sort of, air quotes, magical defense from temples. The thing is, like, Tarn's allowed to speculate on things he can work on, because it's him speculating on things he's working on. I'm not going to speculate on things he's speculated on, because that's, like, speculation within speculation, and that's just unprofessional, and I shouldn't do that. This is what we can speculate on, though, because that's what Tarn's talked about. Right here. I'm also just editing a filter real quick. So, yeah, that's the things that you can speculate on. I wonder what range squad fixes means. I presume, like, ammo's type selecting. Although the funny thing that I read about that is, like, it makes me believe that, like, the speed at which crossbows fire right now is a bug. Because, like, there's a note in here which is funny, which is, if ranged weapon changes remove the delightful effect of fast-shooting crossbows and add a repeating defensive bolt thrower emplacement that uses regular bolts. Like, hold on a second. Is the speed at which they shoot not intended?
Extra curly fries and jalapeno dippers.
You'll have a number 5 extra curly fries and jalapeno dippers. Did you want a large pop with that? And if you want extra dipping sauce, it's gonna be 50 cents a packet. Thanks for the 9 months with Prime, DSEC. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Chat, can I get a round of beers for the 9th month? Okay, all of the dwarfs is out of the hospital. We are making raccoon soap. I love how it's raccoon soap that they decided to go for. And I've got another cloud drifting nearby. Yeah, I mean, I do that with Marksdwarf towers, Jesse. I don't use archers because dwarves can't make arrows or bows, and I find that more annoying to deal with managing ammo that I can't replenish myself. But yeah, I do the same thing with Marksdwarves. And Marksdwarves are incredibly efficient and effective. All right, well, I got one dwarf running around felling trees. But I want you to be redirected back to the trees around the fortress. This is getting ridiculous. I don't set them, corporate does. Please complain to head office if you have complaints about the service at this establishment. Okay, thanks, bye. Or just leave a negative review on Google. They won't notice. But please remember to tip 25%. I mean, what? Tipping in a fast food restaurant? Please send us a strongly worded email. Exactly. No curse words. That'll be directed directly into spam. Sorry, I cannot refund your purchase. The receipt is too crinkled. Looks like you didn't fold it correctly as per our policy. Another cloud of murk? Okay, well, I don't know where this one is. I don't see it on my walls, so that's nice. All right, so let's train up these zombies ever so little bitsies. I've got a lot of turkeys to throw into the bin. Who's ready for the great turkey gobblers? The great fall of the turkey gobblers. It's an excellent opportunity to train up my my military. I mean, my 3 zombies a little bit. So turkey fall. And then and then turkey fight, and then turkey dead. Which one of you's got the turkey? Ah, you did. How'd you kill the turkey? The gem cutter merc punches the turkey in the right lower arm. Turkeys have arms? I'm presuming it means wing. With her right hand, and the injured part collapses into a lump of gore. Uh-huh. I think it's a good thing we're feeding these turkeys to them, chat. All right, here comes another one, and another one, and another one. So I'm curious, are you still wielding... Stray turkey head mangled left wing. You bit its wing off? The dwarf shakes the turkey around by the left wing, and the injured part sails off in an arc. Are you going to keep that wing equipped in your teeth, sir? He's also, like, whipping them with his... Wow, he is keeping it equipped in his teeth. Okay, now he dropped it. What's your, He's an adept miscellaneous object user because he's been whipping them with a glove for so long. Here comes more turkeys. Clother's been missing for a week? Uh-oh. Sure, that's not good. I don't see... What's up, Ranger Rick? And Hog Jockey. Pretty sure turkeys can fly. But they just prefer to walk because climbing's hard or something. Or flying's hard or something. But I'm pretty sure turkeys can fly. Nobody else died in the hospital, so I guess that's good. Only 1 bar of soap is technically in the hospital, which I think is kind of funny. Got tons of soap up here. We're making lye. Well, at least that's good. Some things are at the very least making sense here. Wild turkeys. Sure, yes, not domestic turkeys. But Naprox, thanks for the Prime for 4 months. Welcome back. If they're stronger, it means they can build crossbows with even more strength. YouTube stream comments. No, that's not what I'm looking at. If only Turkey Puncher 69 would redeem a dwarf. If only Turkey Puncher 69 existed. Snackies for later. Yeah, I just got to munch on that wing. You get to chew on it after the fact. All right, so... Deucem the doctor was found dead. So this is probably infections kicking in. It's probably what's happening. It's probably the infections kicking in because, like, I didn't get soap made until halfway through that triage event, so it is a it's a pity, but it happens to the best of us. And in this case, it's happening to me. It's also early autumn, which means I'll be able to trade, which is good because I got lots of used clothing to get rid of. Also need to go up here and type in cloth. Moods are actually improving, which is kind of crazy. Honestly, kind of crazy. What do we have? We got a decent amount of alpaca wool cloth, decent amount of ropery cloth, decent amount of brown recluse spider cloth. Where farmer workshop? There's kitchen. All these are paused. I can unpause those. Get those rolling again. Start doing things with the alpaca wool. Make sure that wasn't the chief medical dwarf. No, it wasn't. What do I think of the future siege rework? I need to figure out how to answer this question quickly and succinctly, because otherwise I'm just going to be repeating myself. I think the thing that's most important about it isn't the actual content in it, it's how quickly it's released and how well it releases. Because Dwarf Fortress, you know, it's a business now, right? It's no longer a crowd-funded, weird, fun project by a bunch of boutique artists. It's now a business, right? So it's expected to operate as a business would, which changes the stakes pretty dramatically. I honestly think the thing I'm most interested in, like, I'll take the changes as they come, and I'm going to take them at face value when they get here, because we haven't actually touched any of them yet. But in the current state, it's primarily just a matter of, does this patch come out quickly? And does it release well? Yes or no? That's what I think is the most important about this patch. New content, cool. But it's not really worth focusing on in a mechanical sense until it's out. And I think that's probably how I'm going to consider it going forward. Let's go bars. What do I have for bars? I don't know if that answers your question at all, but I do think that the thing that I'm the most keen to see is what the actual content of it is over anything else. Man, emojis are weird. That's all that private parking has me thinking right now is, man, emojis are fucking weird, dude. A dwarven caravan has arrived in a very faraway, dangerous place, and the outpost liaison has a crown now. It's an elf hair crown. Damn, sir. And a wolf of clinched lashes, leather trousers. Huh. I wonder where you got that jewelry from there, bud. And a tooth amulet, yeah. Mm-hmm. Also, holy crap, you've got a big family there, dude. My planter is your nephew? Wow, that's actually kind of cool. Maybe I need to promote Ral. Maybe, chat, what job should Ral get? Maybe Captain of the Guard? Are you even remotely fond of the law, Ral? Oh, he's also pissed. Okay, well. He's angry after getting into an argument. I mean, sure. Dreams of mastering a skill. Personally, views decorum as a high ideal. Is deeply offended by those that fail to maintain it. Finds the old idea of craft or ship disgusting and dislikes cooperation. Anger prone, developed empathy, not anxious. Hates competition and decorum. Unfortunately, I don't think messengers have that capability. At least not to my knowledge. So I could make paved roads. But I kind of don't like the way paved roads look. So instead of making paved roads, I'm going to do this. Just go 6 out all the way along. So it'll take significantly more materials, but at least I like the way it looks. Although I don't actually think I can go... Oh, no, I can. Just gotta get rid of all the places where the trees can sprout. All of the places that the trees can sprout. And then right here, we're just gonna get rid of all of the used clothing, because I've got a lot of it. Did you miss something about the new patch? Exclamation point patch. It's not the patch itself that's interesting, really. I mean, the patch itself has some nice little changes in it that are good. Some little quality of life things, mostly. And a few bug fixes. The interesting thing is the roadmap, which is basically stating that the siege update, or siege arc, I guess, is next. A bunch of little notes that are all possibilities, and none of them are guaranteed, but possibilities that are being experimented with. The other thing that you probably all missed, because I only mentioned it once very briefly, is Tarn is going to be on the stream on the 20th at 10 a.m. Pacific, which is an hour ago. So I will probably, on that day, stream with Tarn, and the stream right after, and then immediately go edit the thing and upload it for the following day, and then stream again the day after. So, yeah, that. It's been a while, so I'm looking forward to it. Must look weird as hell. Yeah, must look kind of gnarly and gross in regards to the elven hair crown. Like, I'm sure it's a war trophy, but at the same time, it's like, there's no way that looks good. Like, it's not like they're just wearing a wig, right? They're definitely just walking around with, like, a hair crown. It's like the principal coming to visit the classroom. I don't know if I'd say give yourself more credit there. I don't know if I would describe it that way, personally. But yes, private parking is correct. Tarn is a very chill guy. And the old broker Havoc is getting some work done. Kind of amazed I was able to get through that, like, zombie attack as smoothly as I did. Also worth noting, later this evening we will be playing some more Foundation. How's your little clobberers coming along? Well, you guys got to eat a bunch of turkeys recently. You've still got a hood and a glove equipped, which I think is really funny. You're a master fighter and a miscellaneous object user. You, unlike the other two, you still remember things. So occasionally you have happy thoughts. Although you were uneasy seeing Lorbam's dead body. Remembering seeing Lorbam's dead body. You're not uneasy about the dead bodies that are currently surrounding you, just the ones that were surrounding you in the past. So I would say your little clobberer is doing quite well. Meet the Clobbersons. Because it's time to clobber. You have fragments of your old self. Yeah, that's not a bad way of putting it. Yeah, I'm just having to very quickly and consistently keep these trees chopped down. So what happened yesterday was I had a elf climb, or not an elf. I had goblins climb over my fences and horribly murk me. And then I had a zombie get in. So because I'm not allowed to make armies or squads of any sort, the options that I actually have for defense when I get attacked and enemies get in is just kind of cross my fingers and hope for the best. And they climbed the trees and got into the fort. So it's clobbering time. You know, I've never seen a single Fantastic Four related thing except for that absolutely atrocious Fantastic Four movie, which is, I'm presuming, what you're attempting to quote here. Just the comics? Well, I mean, I've also never seen the comics, so I don't know anything about Clobbering Time. Or Violent Time, or whatever. Looks like they did listen and they brought me more hematite, which is nice. So I will smelt that. Some various values, some onions, some cheese. I'll even take the plants. See if they'll even trade. They probably won't. It's in yellow right now. Hey, they did. Look at that. Now the dwarves have a lot of that to transport back. The good news is this fortress is doing probably a very good job of combating cave adaptation. Fancy dwarven wine and cheese until it just turns into rotten cheese. I'm just going to put drinks right here. And then set this stockpile. Well, actually, no. Let's set you to take. You are going to take items from this stockpile. Done. Actually, we should also add finished prepared meals to this as well. Look at that dwarf just eating a brick of cheese. It's like me on a Friday night. Just a whole cheese wheel to himself, you know. Making a road would stop the trees, but roads are gray and ugly. So I'm not making a road because they're gray and ugly. I might make a road over top of this and then make it invisible. But I don't like the way the dirt roads look, and I don't like the way the roads look. So I will use floors, even though it uses like 5 times the blocks, because they don't look ugly. YouTube video. He must have just found the most recent, like, 7-hour-long H-Bomber Guy video. By the way, if anybody else here watches H-Bomber Guy, I keep getting recommended his videos right now, and it makes me go, buddy, when's your next video? It's been over a year. Come on, guy. It's like, seriously. I'm starving over here. Oh, we're in the middle of the ocean. We should be good there. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to deconstruct this, and I'm going to go into cages. Okay, I've got badger, raccoon. Just a bunch of badgers and raccoons. Did I not? There's this random person screaming outside. The joys of living in a city, you know? So Hand of Imush, this guy. This also needs to be connected to a lever. Oh! Well, now I feel bad. Remember how Dwarf was just randomly found dead? Well, I figured out why. It's because I locked them in a tunnel. Or rather, that dwarf that went missing. I found them! My bad. Oops. Good news is I got a coffin for you now. Maybe 2 even. Although they don't need to take both of them. There they go. They found it. Of course a child finds it first. And some migrants have arrived. Hey, welcome to the shit show, my friends. Uh-oh, this is not a safe route to take. Why must you take the least safe way ever? I mean, of course you worship the faith of ashes. Why wouldn't you? Oh, hey, look, another doctor. Let me give you orderlies. I think I also need another diagnoser anyway. More zombies? There are currently only 3 zombies. They only become zombies if they come in contact with the evil cloud as it goes by. Also, I should make honey. Life is in a word, death, more like. Because they do worship the god of death. Never mind. Somebody just became a zombie. Because I guess they did get into contact with the cloud. Where is the cloud? I don't see the cloud. Well, it must have collided with them. Anyway, we do in fact have some zombies now. As you can see, they're all ends. We've got a bunny. That's hysterical. We got a dwarf. We've got these 2 dwarves and a child. Well, that's good. So these are now all zombies. So, place your bets, chat. Did they get in the fort? All I can say is there's an ad break about to run, so I'm just going to take this lovely, 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 lovely opportunity to go around the edge of the map and fucking get rid of the burrow. So, absolutely marvelous opportunity. Doesn't happen very often. So yeah, I guess they came in contact with that cloud. Because they only become zombies if they get in contact with the cloud. If they don't go in contact with the cloud, they don't become zombies. That cloud is quite brutal. I mean, it's all depends on what it's used for, right? Don't hate the technology, hate the implementation. Right? I used to always see that argument about blockchain. Don't hate the technology, hate the implementation. It's like, well, why not both? All right, let's pause. We're in an ad break currently. I actually haven't seen that argument about AI yet. I think we're getting close to it, though. The thing about paved roads is they add positive mood. Oh, no, absolutely, which is why whenever I do anything with paved roads, it's on top of a built floor and then made invisible. Because, yeah, no, I actually, if you pay close attention, I do use paved roads decently frequently. I just don't ever let them be visible. I make them invisible because you can use the invisibility tool, which is this tool right here. So, yeah, no, I do recommend that you use them. Just don't, or rather, but I just don't, and there's just teeth everywhere down here. I just don't worry about making them visible. All right, so we've got these new husks down here. And I've got to close this gate. So let's get that doorway closed. Because the dwarves should all be inside now. So what are they fighting with? Okay, so they are killing each other. I wonder what causes them to fight, because sometimes they fight and sometimes they don't. Like, these two are, I think, fighting right now? No, they're not. And now they're all kind of heading north. Some of them very slowly. It's weird how they move and then they stop. Like, that shit's creepy, man. Like, the game's not paused. But they do like to move and then they stop, you see? Just take a few steps and then they stop. So how many extra husks do we have that are not caged? So bunny, pupper, child, Dwarf. So unpause the game. Yeah, they just wait. I wonder if they're waiting for the merchants. Oh. What are you doing all the way out here, Adil? It isn't safe out here. They shouldn't know about the traps, which is why I'm going to keep a very close eye on them. Because I'm not positive if they will. They might. They also might not. What an odd place for the outpost liaison to chill. Just hold on. Outposty, we'll just allow you to go stand there. That's just way too out of the way. I don't need you to get zombified. Although that would be pretty funny if you did. So probably what's happening right now, if I were to bet, is there's probably buzzards or something in the air. No, albatrosses, my bad. And they're probably going, oh, I'm going to go try and kill this bird, but can't. Because I can't get to it. The merchants will be leaving soon. I guess we'll need to wait until the merchants leave, hey? Because that's when we'll truly know what it's pathing to. Oh, hey, we want a doctor's guild. That's good. Hopefully they'll leave through the left. No, the left is locked. I'm not unlocking it. I had a zombie albatross actually attack us. We killed it pretty quickly. I do wonder, actually, where's the badger? Could try releasing the badger. That probably wouldn't have the desired effect. I think I'll make this into the Doctor's Guild back here. Yeah, I mean, we still killed it pretty quickly. What is one dwarf in the grand scheme of things, right? Oh. Oh, right. So I got a migrant wave and forgot to add them to the migrants. Well, at least that's one way to coax them in. Run away, Alban. Run away. Run north. The zombie's coming. We just need the Yakety Sax theme to play. In the midst of conflict, I must press on. Yeah, you must. You must. Okay, so any bets? Are they going to avoid the traps? Chat, what do you think? Yes or no? Get in. You can do it, Dwarf. Go north. Here comes the zombies. Okay, so they do, in fact, know about the traps. They do, in fact, know about the traps. I got some doors to lock right quick. And we need what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sure, that's plenty. Get to it, dwarves. I need those stat. Yeah, that's terrifying. But once I build new traps, they don't know about the new traps. So now we just need to get these caged up. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of great that they know where it is. Actually, I have to wait for them to be caged. Load that cage trap there, Dwarf. Oh no! Don't do it! Mountain Home, it's not worth it. You don't want to do this. You should run away. Wait until the traps are full, my friends. This will not end well for you. This will end very badly. No, yeah, of course. They already knew where the traps were. They were given the briefing on their way here, right? They were given a pamphlet with where all the traps are. Well, it actually backed up a little bit. Dwarves, when they see danger. I'm in danger. Let's see how this ends. It's time for the guards of the caravan to pull their weight. So this character apparently has no kills to speak of. So watch their skills as they learn. They've already leveled up to a novice fighter. And they are currently, I'll just get rid of the camera so you guys can see a little better. And they are currently attacking the Executable Merc, but jumps away. The Executable Merc grabs the merchant by the right hand with her left hand. Oh, they're holding hands. And then punches the merchant in the lower body with her right hand, bruising the muscle and bruising the stomach. The dwarf is winded and vomiting. Bolts are now flying because the Marksdwarf back here is firing. And it appears that the husk is still alive and is now strangling. Okay, so first was, where did you strike down the other one? The merchant passes out from exhaustion. I'd like to, what happened to Sodell? So long, Sodell. There you are. The Dwarf Colloder punches them in the lower body. Oh. Punched them hard enough that their body collapsed. You're now a competent fighter and are now fighting somebody who's armed. But it seems that Mebzith the Husk was instantly decapitated. Hacked him in the head with a steel battle axe and the severed part sailed off in an arc. So that's one down. Vubok the merchant's been found dead. So they immediately just like sprint off the map. Trying to get as far away from everything as possible. You're all the way still down here. Along with what, the puppy and whatnot? Oh, there's the child. Well, round of beers. We've survived that. And so did the merchants with minimal death. I'd say that that's a relatively successful outcome, all things considered. We get a big old pile of random crap, too. Imagine a zombie Walking Dead type thing, but it RKOs and beats you. I think of them more as, like, less Walking Dead and more 28 weeks later. Like, I imagine these zombies as, like, seeing you and then sprinting at you, you know? Dawn of the Dead, sure. But I think of them more as like they're just like thrashing at the wall trying to get in. So let's see, where's this guy? Luck craft. Luck hasn't crafted you a new one. Child's right there. So something else that's very interesting is I'm going to find out what happens when the ocean thaws, most likely. Because if the ocean thaws and they haven't moved... I mean, who knows? That could go any which way. Decapitation is definitely an effective method of disposing of them, though. Looks like we planted strawberry plants, but ran out of seeds rather quickly. And also, this is the first fort in a very long time where I actually have a dye industry set up. We're making red root dye out of millstone. And I'm going to smelt some hematite. Remove the dead or destroy the brain. Yeah, exactly. Unexist the dead and or destroy brain. I'm not positive that Vutok got one, but... Okay, no, you did. You should get put away sooner than later. And I'm just noticing that I do, in fact, still have a dwarf that's in traction. But they've got no treatment scheduled, so there is that. A husk whale. I haven't seen any whales. I haven't actually seen any sea creatures come from, or anything come from the ocean, which has been kind of disappointing. Mostly just albatrosses and badgers. Because, like, the ocean is haunted, right? But the only thing that's really happened with it that's been abnormal is the weather. Everything else has been pretty standard with it, which... kind of disappointing, but at the same time, I'm not complaining because you don't often get spooky weather. So I'm equal parts kind of and also equal parts kind of yay, because something's happening. Collides with cloud. You know, if there are dolphins in Dwarf Fortress, I've never seen them. Like, I'd believe that there are dolphins if somebody told me, but I've never seen a dolphin. I've seen plenty of shark, though. Over the years, I've seen a good few sharks suddenly appear and just be like, huh, there's Mako sharks in this game, is usually how I kind of feel when I see that. But that's about it. Shaun of the Dead style. Man, I like Shaun of the Dead. It's a good movie. Maybe I should rewatch that when I get a TV. I'll have a TV by tomorrow afternoon, I think, actually. I'm pretty sure tomorrow the TV's getting delivered. Is it tomorrow or Friday? I need to check the actual calendar. Oy. I'm just imagining, what's the name of that? I think it was on this, like, Sega Genesis where you play as a goblin, or not a goblin, a dolphin. It kind of plays like a surfing game, but you're just an Echo the Dolphin. That was it. Envisioning Echo the Dolphin all of a sudden. Echo, yes. Echo. Presumably that means the video game, and not that my microphone suddenly has an echo out of nowhere, because that would be concerning. Very difficult game? I don't remember it being difficult, but I believe you. Although I was also young and not aware of how bad I was at video games most of the time back then, so there is a element of that. You time travel and fight aliens? I don't think I ever finished the first level, to be completely honest. I'm pretty sure that was one of those games where, like, I played the first level and then was like, there's more video game to this? Like, how many video games, chat, do you think that you have, like, a formed memory of, and then in reality you never even, like, cleared the first zone? That's me in, like, the original Donkey Kong Country, because, like, I have a lot of memories of Donkey Kong Country, but I know for fact I never cleared that first zone. The battery died in minutes? The battery died in minutes? There was a... Are we talking about battery in the game, or are you talking about the handheld Sega thing? Game Gear? Game Gear. Game Gear. You know what would be wild? Speaking of PlayStation Portable. Like, we're in an era now where everybody wants a portable console. Wouldn't it be weird if they brought the Vita back? Like, because they refreshed the trademark for Vita recently. Wouldn't that be weird if they brought it back and made it good? It's never gonna happen, but I don't know. I haven't restarted the game. I don't really care if it updated just yet. It's also not version 52. It's 51.05. So I don't know. Did it? You just get a Switch too. I mean, I'd get a Steam Deck, but I mean, live your life. All right, so you right here. Oops. You erase up into there. So this will be the hospital. I'll probably expand that back up this way. And this down here will be a meeting zone. For the Doctor's Guild. I feel like I should make the Doctor's Guild public to anybody in the fortress. Just realized I gotta fix something. It's still a bit too raw. I'm curious about the Lenovo thing that's gonna have. I'm more interested in SteamOS than Steam Decks. I mean, I'm not a handheld person. Like I don't own a Steam Deck, and I probably won't. And I also kind of have no interest in. Chat, I love it. Do I have a bad sense of humor, or is that a fantastic name for a Doctor's Guild? It's the consideration of helping. We'll consider helping. That is great. That is fantastic. Well, with the consideration of helping in place here, Sky Blue Clad, Dwarf, please. What kind of Dwarfith do you wanteth? Sky Blue Cadith. Hey, YouTube chat. Don't freak out. I'm putting up a super chat goal. You don't actually have to complete it. I've just been told that YouTube promotes streams that have super chat goals. It seems to work too. No beard. Okay. Happiest dwarf with no beard. The happiest dwarf with no bird is this one. So you are now Sly Blue Cat. Speaking of Sly Blue Cat, because Sly Blue Cat redeemed a dwarf, I'm trying something new. YouTube chat. The first person to say, pick me who doesn't have a dwarf yet, gets a dwarf. We're going to do a lottery alongside of the Twitch redemptions. So Vadrigger gets a dwarf. What kind of dwarf do you want? This is for YouTube chat, not the Twitch chat. It's like Double Dare, but dwarfs. Never acts without prolonged deliberation, even to her own detriment and the harm of those around her. Feels discouraged and is brave in the face of imminent danger. Tends to be a bit stubborn in changing her mind about things and is curious and eager to learn. Is quick to anger and is not inherently proud of her talents and accomplishments and tends to avoid crowds. Is often cheerful and though she remains put off by deliberate merrymaking. She prefers that everyone live as harmoniously as possible and is somewhat uncomfortable around those that appear unusual or live differently from herself. She likes to keep things practical without delving too deeply into the abstract. And she is a friendly individual, and she isn't particularly interested in what others think of her. She needs alcohol to get through the working day and likes working outdoors, only grumbles mildly at bad weather, and doesn't really care about anything anymore. You wait until the channel points redemption is up, the barbarian, and then you snipe it. Or you get gifted one by somebody who gives me too much money. Personally values independence, and then sometimes I just give them out at random. Personally values independence and sees competition as reasonably important, and sees merrymaking as a waste, and doesn't particularly respect commerce, and doesn't care if others take the time to master skills, and dreams of creating a great work of art. Like that. Hey, chat, do I get to dwarf the barbarian? The barbarian? The barbarian. Yes or no? This is a vote. If you vote yes, then yes. If no, then no. Also, this kind of looks like a turtle now that I'm staring at it. Anyway, Cyril likes cinnabar, electrum, fire opal, and green glass. Linen paper, cabochons, and leggings, and weapon racks, and scepters, and geese for their formation flying. And the words of the fancy meditations, and the sound of the tulip of sparkling. Impossible prefers to consume dwarven beer, and absolutely hates lizards. Her emerald eyes have large irises, and her short hair is neatly combed. She has a couple of friends in the fortress, is a member of the Order of Dust, and has never killed something. And was afraid after experiencing trauma and seeing Sodal's dead body. I'm going to have to not count your vote, but chat seems to be okay with it. First off, I got to name Vadrager in the YouTube chat. So we'll just go with happiest unnamed dwarf, since you don't care. Which happens to be a gem setter. Actually, Vad, do you want beard or no beard, or do you care? And also Barbarian. Barbarian. I'm probably butchering that. Do you want a beard or no? Leave it up to me. All right. Well, then happiest it is. Vadrigar. Vadrigar is whip dives. Dives into whips. Has one friend, Ezum. Is a member of the Order of Dust. Very popular religion around these parts. Is a swords dwarf, but we'll never be able to do that here because this is a neutral zone that does not fight in hand-to-hand combat. Doesn't tend to hold on to grievances, does not go out of her way to help others, is often cheerful, has an active sense of humor, tends to consider what others think of her, and tries to do things correctly each time, isn't particularly curious about the world, and likes to keep things practical without delving too deeply into the abstract. She sometimes acts with little determination and confidence and can handle stress, is conflicted by this, she can handle stress. She does not have a great aesthetic sensitivity, and she's conflicted by this. She values artwork and its creation. Takes offered helping gifts without feeling particularly grateful, and could be considered rude. She points and shakes her finger when she's angry, and she dreams of creating a great work of art. Personally, holds shrewd and crafty individuals to the lowest esteem and respects perseverance. She likes bituminous coal and electrum and almandine and giant impala hoof, armor stands, KVs for their 3 toes, and the words of the crested wall, and the sound of the tulip of sparkling, the sight of the silkiness of festivals, and impossible prefers to consume foxtail millet beer and red beans, and absolutely hates mussels. I really like red bean. Red bean is good. A+ on red bean. Her hair is dry, and her very long hair is arranged in double braids. And she has no family here. She wants to be with family, so that's unfortunate. Next up and last up. You know, you sound like an animal trainer or like a trapper, maybe a hunter. Chat, what kind of dwarf do you think that I always want to read your name as Bear Brian, but it doesn't look like that. It looks like Barian. Chat, what kind of job do you think that we should give him? To me, it kind of reads like a ranger or a hunter. Maybe a trapper. Or this... Didn't I have an animal caretaker up here? Or am I going crazy? On Bear Barbarian? Yeah, that's what I thought. But also, like, it seems like you're reading... It's hard to read out loud. I'll put it that way. It makes sense in my head when I sound it out, but saying it out loud, it just... I trip and stumble all over the place. Makes me look like a doofus. I do have an animal trainer who's kind of pissed. This is a less pissed one. I'm gonna go with the Trapper. You worship Burr, so that's halfway there. Cut the letters of your name in it. He's completely wrapped up in his own appearance and abilities and other personal matters, tends to hang on to grievances, and is very humble. Generally acts with a narrow focus on the current activity, is trusting, and is slow to anger. He isn't particularly ambitious, and he does not go out of his way to help others. He has a calm demeanor, and he tries to do things correctly each time and can handle stress. He's given to flights of fancy, and he tends to assume that the worst of two outcomes will be the one that comes to pass, and he tends to consider what others think of him. He's a friendly individual, and he tends to avoid crowds. Dreams of crafting a masterwork someday, and personally values peace over war. Finds eloquence and artful speech off-putting, and doesn't see the attainment of knowledge as important. And he likes kimberlite, lead, and rhyolite, and platypus leather, and leggings, and earrings, and voracious cave crawlers for their scary mouths, and nether caps for their coldness to the touch, and garlic plants for their cloves. And when possible, prefers to consume mackerel, giant two-humped camel cheese, not normal two-humped camel cheese or one-humped camel cheese, giant two-humped camel cheese, specifically. And it's got a different texture, I guess. And spelt beer. I had a spelt beer once, and it was actually really good. And hates flies. Something we can agree on. I, too, hate flies. I also like spelt beers, so. Although spelt bread is better than spelt beer. Your name reminds you of the Rhubarb song with Bearded Barbarians. Okay, I think I made another millstone. Let's see. Did I in fact make a secondary millstone? I did in fact make a secondary millstone. And we're about to get hit by an ad, so I will pause the game until the ad is done. Specifically fruit flies and horse flies. Worst kind. And deer flies. Those are my least favorite kinds of flies. House flies, I can deal with. So this right here is going to be a guild hall. And we're in an ad break. I'm going to take a toilet break. 2 seconds, chat. No tuna and mayonnaise sandwiches? I mean, this is a known fact. I don't like mayonnaise. However, I don't like mayonnaise on its own. I like mayonnaise as an ingredient in things. So like mayonnaise and coleslaw, thumbs up. Anyway, I'll be right back. I just don't like it on its own. Like if you take it and slop it on a burger, that's just kind of gross. Mix it with like some Chipotle or something, it's fine. It's great as like an additive to things. Anyways, I'll be right back. 2 seconds. VLD wants you to post beers, chat. That does nacho fries like Taco Bell's, but fancy. So I'll be honest with you. I've never, ever, 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 ever in my entire life even entered into a Taco Bell. 99% of my Taco Bell knowledge comes from the movie Demolition Man. So, it's true. I've just never lived within close proximity of a Taco Bell, and whenever I have, it's closed very quickly. And I've never been a fan of fast food. I worked in fast food long enough to know that I never want to go into fast food places unless I'm forced to. I also haven't been in a McDonald's since 2018 when I picked up my my tax information for the year. Your typing just failed today? Yeah, I know those days. You know, since you're talking about typing, I subscribe to 404 Media, and for those of you who are unfamiliar with them, they do reporting on AI and tech and internet stuff. They were originally basically Vice Motherboard, so it's essentially a spin-off of Vice Motherboard, and or a rebuild because Vice Motherboard no longer really exists in that format because they all quit. And on their podcast, which I was listening to yesterday, they were talking about a study that Google did, where essentially like minute-to-minute cognition from researchers, writers, and programmers is going down because everybody's out of practice, because everybody just leans on Gemini or Copilot or ChatGPT or whatever their model of choice is to do all of the thinking for them. And they were speculating that right now, everybody's being hired if you know how to prompt an AI bot, right? Like that's how you get a job in tech right now, is knowing how to use an AI bot or a large language model or being able to prompt efficiently, right? And now they're speculating that in like 10, 15 years, is the coveted skill being able to think on your own and solve problems? Like, is it actually going to like invert eventually, where you get hired and paid better if you can write coherently without using one and actually have unique ideas? It's an interesting thing to think. It's like food for thought. I don't know. It's a weird next 10 years, I think. If you've ever had the shits, you know what it's like. Right. I mean, I've eaten prunes before, so yeah, I know what that's like. So happy that you don't work in tech. It sounds annoying as hell. I mean, it's happening everywhere, right? I was reading an article about librarians getting pissed off at services that lend out books to Kindle readers for just like filling up their services with essentially just slop, like nonsense that's just generated. Specifically, like in the there's a lot of biographies that are really bad, and a lot of summary books that you can like I've looked at them at my local library, or where I used to live, the local library, for Kindle options, because I was considering getting a Kindle for a bit there. And there's a lot of that. And their concern with it isn't that they exist. Their concern with it is that people might read a shitty book and then not want to read anymore. Like, imagine you just like, you go to the library and you just get borderline unreadable nonsense. And then just kind of go, fuck this, I'm not going to the library anymore. That's like a very legitimate concern. Also, librarians' concerns are so quaint. I like it. No, totally leftover Pat. Like, the tech is neat. It's just every single, like, usable implementation of it in the public right now is just kind of not great. Library cataloger here. You dislike self-published things because they're hard to process, but not because... Wait, you work at a library? Elmir? No, that's neat. But not because you might just... but not because you might read things that are shit. Well, fair. Let's just get 2 more large blocks in here. Okay, how's the value of this now? We're almost there. I barely even need to do anything else. Lovely. I'll just engrave some floors. And that should get us up high enough. Actually, let's also engrave these floors. You were in the library a lot in your formative years. I had a library card, but I didn't use it often enough. I need to look into getting a library card in the city I live in now. Okay, so they are fighting with a random camel outside. I need to keep an eye on that combat log. The coveted skill is going to be how to type on a computer. You know, that's something that I wonder about because, like, how long is it? Like, when was the last year that typing was actively taught in schools? And everybody just uses, like, keyboard with predictive text now, right? On, like, phones. Like, it's to the point where I can tell if an email was written on a phone. Really? The library that I used to live close to I actually really liked. It had a lot of stuff that, like, other libraries I'd been to in the past just didn't have. As an example, it had 3D printers. And you could, like, as long as you paid for the material, you could print whatever you want. Within reason. They'd have, like, an asterisk there. In 89? Yep. Post on Steam this morning? Yep, no, absolutely. I'll need to make a video. Nothing about when ocean waves are coming to premium. I have a feeling that ocean waves are something sort of like the fruits. Like, it won't be announced and then suddenly it'll just be there, right? Like, they just added more fruit tree variety along with this patch. Leftover pat in YouTube chat. So I have a feeling that that's not something that's ever going to really get announced. It's just suddenly going to be in. That's kind of my expectation there anyway. Let's see if I can get some furniture. Oh, right. Yeah, let's just... Wooden... Actually, let's do rock tables. Rock table, and rock throne. Just for some variety, so not everything is wood here. I'll just make them out of shale. And that'll be fine. And you right there, you cut some gems, please. If I have them. I don't have them. Okay, no gems then. I should be able to just dig all of this out. That's really cool. Your library back in the day did a lot of activities for learning, things like cooking, childcare, and emergency stuff. Yeah, I mean, around here, I did first aid, but that was through St. John Ambulance, not through the library. But yeah, no, I definitely used to hear about the library doing stuff like that. Book clubs are fine, though. I mean, if anything, I would say that book clubs are equally important. That was very close. I almost torched a dwarf right there. You don't care much if it's highbrow or not, which is why they still lend out all of the smut. That was very much a, why game no work? Oh, because game is paused. Librarians be like, read all the smut you want. Just read. The love of everything. Read. There was a gem in there for a second. Yeah, look at that. Sticky book from a library. Come on! You gotta be better than that. If you're reading smut, grab a napkin. Jesus. Evil clouds. Sure, definitely. Yeah, no, this is how you get turned. Is by getting touched by these clouds as they pass over the oceans. I also need to... memorialize this dwarf, although I'm not certain I have any slabs, so let's make a slab. Kid was already zombified before that hit him. Out of the library for eating a jar of honey whilst also reading the Bible. With your fingers. Reading with your fingers. And Amish romance, urban fiction, or cozy mysteries is just flavor. Y'all are just like, go read a fucking book. What book? I don't know. Just read a goddamn book. That's it. I've actually restarted the last book I started because I made it halfway through and then got distracted with life. So now I'm starting again. You did your town's library a favor and updated all of their computers and made sure security software is all up to date? Oh, geez. You needed a hazmat? Wait. Was it that bad, gamer? Why did you feel like you needed a hazmat suit? Like, I'm fascinated by this. Oh, they had so much malware. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Oh. Oh. That's exciting. I hope that all the trees are cut down. Does smoothing the walls stop water leaks? Yes, it does. I have littered your shorts timeline with dwarf things, Brandon. So Brandon in YouTube chat says that I've littered their shorts feed. I don't know if Suited Giraffe is here, but Suited Giraffe edits those. So Suited Giraffe has littered your shorts feed with dwarf things. But happy to help. So we're getting attacked by goblins, and they've brought Zum for go fast, the cave dragon. So these don't breathe fire, and they can't fly. But they are like a very dangerous large bear. And we're also getting attacked by, okay, buff flies. Buff flies, two of my least favorite things. Crossbowmen. These are scaly humanoids with 3 broad horns, and they do wear human-sized gear. So, just double checking. They shouldn't be able to climb into the fortress right now, and the front door is locked. Down in here, I should have enough traps. I hope. But on the flip side, there should also be zombies. So let's see what those zombies are doing. Actually, do I lock the door and see what the zombies do with them? Or do I let them in? I mean, the zombie is right there. Oh, wow, this is like a proper siege. They're petitioning the Low Nightmare wants to parlay. parlay with me? How about you just fight with that zombie right there? He's right there. He's chill. It's Doomed. Luckcraft. Cybrak the Mercusk has been struck down by, What? I don't even know how that happened. Somehow there was a puppy zombie in the fort. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. Looks like you're going to the hospital, Midnight X. Same with you, almost. Who almost died. I'm also just gonna real quick check my cloth. Let's do yarn. Let's just do yarn trousers, yarn shirt, yarn robe. Nope. Cloak. Yarn sock and cloth shoe. And let's just do 20 of each. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, it should be fine. Well, I'm definitely not going to do a parlay. So I guess we lock the door for right now and see how that zombie holds up. And another cloud has drifted nearby. Where is it? Ah, it's pretty far away. And a woodcutter's been found dead. Oh no. Well, that's a shame. Why you no kill? I'm... You finally settled on a mug size? What size have you settled on? It's like they are making, like, plans or something. Like, none of them are attacking him. He went for the 11 ounce. There you go. I don't know. Private parking. I do not know. This is all new information to me. Huh. Well, let's... You don't trust it? Neither do I, yeah. I think I'm going to open the door. Maybe this is an enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of situation. Up. Up. Up, 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 up. Now he's fighting. Who attacked first, I wonder? Oh, they attacked it first. They were just like, it took them a while to decide if it was worth fighting with him or not. They're hacking him to pieces pretty quickly. But it looks like he was able to do some damage. Okay. There's still this child over here. But I think we should just open the gate. So that's a good sign that they do fight with them. And now I need to open the gate for a very specific reason. I need to open the gate because if I don't, trees might grow and let them just climb in. Which, I know that's kind of a silly thing to say, but it's a very real, like, concerning threat right now. The gate is open, so they should be able to path into the fort. If they get husked on the way, well, then that's just a win for everybody. Ooh, speaking of. Oh, jeez. Why did I do that? Where Evil Cloud? There's an angry albatross above my fortress. Oh, there, Evil Cloud. Of course, Evil Cloud right on top of my fort. Go figure. Evil Cloud right here. Which is, in fact, going down onto my walls. And moving this way and maybe about to just collide with them? Oh, come on. Please walk through it. Ah! I got one. The goblin now just starts fighting with the other goblins. This is what we want to see. Them just turning on each other. Hold on a second. You're attacking a kitten? There's a zombie... You just murdered a zombie kitten. Wait. So... They were just killing the kitten. They weren't actually killing each other? Is that what you're trying to explain to me? Oh, and then they leave. Oh my god. They're just like, well, yo, fuck this place. This is a normal goblin who's still attacking me. Yeah, it was in fact the zombie kitten, yes, but... That is fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Also, I managed to capture a zombie dragon, by the way. So that's fun. I did in fact get Zom, yes. Zombie for short. Short for zombie, obviously. Oh, interesting. That didn't cover the... Okay, so these guys will all get used to be... will all be trained on my soldiers. Man, I wonder, am I sending bombs back home? Like, I need to play for like a year and then pause and then load up Legends. And just see. Okay, that was enough to break the siege. And just see. Because if I'm actually if those are actually going to go home and attack, like, their home base, we're basically just going to murk every single faction that attacks us. Or at least do considerable amounts of damage. Yeah, they've been attacking with a lot of necromancer experiments. They're human size, though. That is something, man. This is the best news all week. Yeah, no kidding. I mean, it's way better than the news of, oh god, they might, like, be, like, not, like, hostile with each other, but them deciding to then attack that dwarf is a pretty good outcome for us, actually. Let me just also go over here and go cage. So I also have a raccoon that's in a cage. I'm going to butcher that raccoon. More raccoon brand soap. Can you tame them or something? Currently, there's nothing you can do with them. That's actually one of the projected changes, which is one of the ones that I'm pretty confident will actually happen. I may also retract my previous rule of only building housing for people who end up in what's it called? Who make an artifact, because I kind of just want to make more houses, especially once I'm done with the tower. Maybe once the tower is done, we'll start making more bedrooms. Probably 360 more to go. That's a lot of world rejections. What's the reason for all the world rejections? Okay, let's go down here and check in on the hospital, which is this. Can probably throw a few more things into here. You'd love an edited YouTube series on this fort. You know what's tough? And in regards to that statement, me too. I absolutely would love an edited YouTube series on this fort. But there's like 6 forts I could say that about right now. I have so many forts that, like, just haven't been edited yet due to real life time constraints. And I've got a lot of different, like, forts I've done over the past, I guess, the latter bit of last year. And now the start of this year, where I've had people saying, like, make a video out of this fort. It's like, yeah, I'd love to do them all. I really would, but I'm just one person. And YouTube video revenue is far too inconsistent. Because currently, YouTube videos are making about a quarter of what they were making a month and a half ago. Because, you know, we're in January, right? Streaming stuff is just significantly more consistent, so I'm much more comfortable with that. And at the end of the day, consistency is king. Let's go with the line on the background then. If I can't avoid it. Nah. I can't seem to get it to resolve. I mean, I don't know what you've changed that would cause it to, like, reject so many, but how old is the dragon? Might be unkillable. I'm kind of tempted to train it on my zombies. See what happens. See who wins. But probably in the 300s years, because it's usually how old they are when they send them out. 211 years, so actually pretty young. Certainly killable. It's about the size of a bear, most likely. But you'll fix it eventually. All right. I was going to say, if you've only changed a few things, I might be able to help. But yeah, if you've messed with a lot, then yeah, there's no way. So, chat, what do you think we should do with that that there dragon? Like, first thing I'm going to do is throw these necromancer experiments in to be trained, or to train my my dwarves, but I'm just going to get all their gear off. Which is always a pretty quick process, thankfully. Just gotta break it more first. The way I do Advanced World Gen is if I'm trying things I don't normally do, is I only change one setting at a time. And I find that to be pretty effective, because then I go, well, okay, this worked last time, but it's not working now, so what did I change? And then go back and revert it until it works, instead of changing like 40 things, because then I don't know what I broke. There's also a lot of like World Gen presets or preset-ish things on the wiki that might be worth looking into. Actually, didn't I have a repeating-ish job for charcoal, or am I going crazy? No, I didn't. Charcoal. Make 10 charcoal. If amount of coal is less than 10, make 10. just keep making charcoal. And then wait a little bit. Yeah, all of this is large. I'd have to check the wiki for the exact numbers, but simply put, it takes them 1,000 years to get full size. So I can check the wiki, or you can check the wiki. It's up to you, Aeronamo. I think the problem that I currently have with a lot of edited videos is a lot of the most recent forts have gotten too long, and I'm having a hard time figuring out exactly what portion of them to parse out into individual unique videos. So that's something I gotta work through, I guess. So many random items. So many random items. All right, well, I'm just gonna kind of hope that they're unarmed now. One of them's a thief, though. Which ones are you? Hand of Imush. Hand of Imush. Oh, they're all Hands of Imush. Lusu and Sumatsu. What are you? Okay, those are the initial ones I got. These two. So now we're going to throw them in to be used up. I mean, I'm just saying, you might get better at it quicker if you don't do it that way. So now this creature falls in. Oh, that's interesting. It's interesting that it takes a while for the zombies and the merc guys, and then the zombies, it takes them a little while to figure out that they're not friends. Like, they just kind of chill for a little bit. That is weird. I'm not a fan of that. Kind of not a fan of that at all. It's like kind of sketchy. A heavily forested land. Make sure you have mountains. The game will reject if dwarves don't appear, because dwarves are needed to be played. So if you have too many forests, only elves can inhabit the world. And if only elves can inhabit the world, then that's bad. Yeah, it seems to be turning into a staring contest. So now I've got a curious question, as the other one falls in. What happens if I throw a turkey into here? I need some social lubricant for this future combat experiment. Because these guys are just, they're just chilling. So what happens when I throw a turkey in? Better question is, why do you keep appearing up here? Are you climbing up? Well, that's mildly terrifying. Okay, so they immediately kill the turkey. Hand of Imush is fighting with what? Huh. So you also killed the turkey. So you still have gear. Are you? Oh, you're shooting crossbow bolts at the turkey up here. That is funny. What's going on with this death pit? So I threw some invaders into here to see what would happen, and they don't seem to be hostile with the zombies. Although, the initial invaders weren't hostile with the zombies either. It took them a little bit to decide, maybe we should attack the zombies. So the 2 necromancer experiments in here with my dwarves are invaders, technically, but also appear to be neutral with the zombies. And there's a very upset turkey right here who's getting bolts repeatedly fired at it by one of these evil critters. Let's take this up a notch, shall we? Let's throw a cave dragon in here. That's what I need to do. Let's throw a cave dragon in here. I'm also going to go up to here and go cage trap. Cage trap, 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 cage trap. And I'm going to go up to here and I'm going to plunk down a hatch cover. Although I don't actually have a hatch cover apparently, so let's make a hatch cover. Only if there's mountains available, Vakrak. Although, I'll tell you this, I am not an expert, even remotely so, in Advanced World Gen. It's the reason I haven't made any more tutorials. I know the basics of Advanced World Gen, and that is it. So, I do not know. I'm not a good person to ask. All right, let's be ballsy. I'm going to try and throw this zombie dragon into the death pit. Place your bets here, folks, in the form of bits to twitch.tv/blindIRL or super chats. Wish us luck, because this could go very badly, but it didn't, thankfully. It falls down, and now it's down here. So who are you fighting with? Okay, so it is fighting with the dwarves, I think. Wait, no, is it? It is not. But it kind of looks like it is. Game isn't paused and it's not fighting. Huh. Well, there goes most of my plans of how I was going to train this army. Thanks for the 40 pennies, Midnight X. On the topic of pennies, I have a daily minimum, which means if I stream for 8 hours, I've made approximately local minimum wage, which I'm currently $65 away from. We've got a couple gifted subs earlier, and we've had a few resubs, which is lovely. And so far about $1 in bits. Actually, $1.09 in bits. But if you happen to have a Prime subscription, now's the time to check it. How you doing, Devilish? Your dwarf is still alive, if you're wondering. But that's what happens when work truck breaks down in the middle of the day. Well, that'll do it. I'm trying to train my zombies to be turbo power mega zombies, and they don't seem interested in fighting with the enemy. Oh. Ha! So, it's official, chat. They fixed building destroyers. Well, you know, I was destined to learn that lesson one day or another. Oh my, indeed, yeah. Oh my, indeed. Okay, so I need to send them to the panic zone. Is the panic zone still where I left it? Yes, it is. Everybody get the fuck out of here and get into the panic zone. go because they just broke the door. Well, that's one way to train up the zombie horde. Although the weaker characters are the ones that made it out without getting caged.
The Huntress Sildy cheered. X200.
Thanks for the $2. Appreciate you. Okay, so where did... Okay, Cave Dragon up here. Who is now breaking this. Those two are murdering my livestock. Which, you'll love to see it. They're going to be so skilled in combat in a little bit. This one here is just, you know, bleeding everywhere. You did not break that. Okay, you gave up. And now you're going to go fight the livestock too. Most of the dwarves are just running this way, which is exactly what we need them to do. So, I'm going to give these dwarves some incentive to run away by deleting the tavern. You know it's bad when the dwarves end the existence of the tavern. And let the deaths begin. Also, the outpost liaison's about to get murdered. He's currently getting murdered by Buttsworth, who is not feeling anything whilst in conflict. The fortress may fall here, actually. Outpost liaison, weaponsmith, execrable merc husk. You know what's interesting? The zombies did completely shred. Now that I think about it, hold on. The zombies shredded the goblins that I threw in with them. They did. They murked the goblins I threw in with them, but not the experiments. I wonder if it's an experiments related thing. I'll save the game after the fight. Don't worry. Actually, I literally can't save the game because quick save isn't enabled. I'm not going to reload, so don't worry. There goes the expedition leader because I unpaused and waited to, or not the expedition leader, the outpost liaison. Buttsworth just annihilated him. Strikes the armorer in the face. So this is Buttsworth, and this is a crowd of dwarves, including a devilish potato, amongst others. All hail the mighty Buttsworth. I'm not going to say the fortress is going to fall, but the fortress may very well fall. What are you using as a weapon? Chad, he's still whipping people with a set of gloves. He's whipping people with a set of gloves. The Merc Husk siege operator strikes the siege operator in the lower leg with a Rami glove. He's literally like glove slapping. Still. When his gloves get destroyed, he is going to be an unstoppable force. Look at this fucking guy. We've got ourselves the equivalent of a blockade in the fort now. He's now a legendary fighter. There goes a sheep. We did it. We've created a monster. No, that's Buttsworth is what this is. That was unexpected. Well, I kind of expected the fortress to fall this way. It's a pleasant surprise that building destroyers work properly now, though. You've got some nerve damage. Well, I'm sure that's not really impacting your ability to murder. Cloud of Murk has drifted nearby. Fascinating. Our science went too far. Jack Nurk is dead. Barbarian is dead. A devilish potato is dead. Oh, he found the turkeys. How's your combat skills? I mean, I have told them to go run away and hide. Oh, I guess the dragon found them. Croc Dude is fighting with whomst. I love the fact that he's naked now. The rise of Buttsworth. So much blood. I missed the nice pop, unfortunately. Okay, so which ones of them are still alive? Okay, so Garfield is up here and is a great fighter and is chasing them up the tower. They're all just, like, locked in the tower now. Oh, that's grim. Garfield's right there. Buttsworth is entering the tower too. 40 notable kills, 44 other kills. Meanwhile, the cave dragon here has 23 notable kills, as well as 40 others. They're chasing a dwarf into the... How are you killing at this point? He's still whacking them with a glove. Like... If he picked up an even remotely more effective weapon... Like, even slightly more effective weapon. Garfield fan is, I presume, chasing this dwarf. And it appears that Potpourri has been elected mayor. I want to see your combat skills. There we go. This is a better zombie show than The Walking Dead. It's certainly a horror film. You gotta do what you glove. This is true. Big fan of Glover up in here. I will be shocked if the fortress lives to tell the tale of this. How many kills do you have? This one can't even use their hands. What's your biting skill? Adequate? My lord. So how many of the dwarves were able to get down into here? A good few of them. Now, the moment of truth. I caught the cave dragon in the cage. This dwarf is just running away as best they can. Buttsworth is chasing the dwarves down the cliff. And just obliterating everything. Think these dwarves will still be pacifists after this? Well, they created a weapon. That's for sure. And the god of death is still the most popular religion. Will they? That's a mighty good question. I think the, what? Hey, chat, do you guys want to give Sakura a real quick rundown? Simply put, they fixed building destroyers and my zombies escaped. These are not dwarves, these are weather zombies. Zombies made with evil weather. And there's nothing I can do currently. The dwarves that are not in the bunker are not going to survive. I wonder why they're not entering the library. Is it a guest's problem? Oopsies, wrong button. I do genuinely wonder. Oopsies, I keep trying to click this button. So what was found dead now? Okay, Meng was found dead. Yeah, I don't even. I'm just trying to like think how I can reasonably survive this. Cheers, Valium. All hail the mighty Buttsworth. I'm sure that Buttsworth would be proud. Okay, so what is currently fighting is the important question. Okay, well, they find somebody exited. Insulina Sama is where did Buttsworth go? I lost Buttsworth. Okay, well, there's Buttsworth, who's on Mass Morass. Absolutely murking Mass Morass. And chasing another dwarf down. Running around at the speed of sound. There goes even more. How many kills are we up to? 46, 56. It's an honor to be killed by Buttsworth, I suppose. I'm glad that you're here to witness you causing the downfall of my fortress, Buttsworth. Oh, is that the other zombie? Oh no, that's just a random child. We've recreated the blockade, that's for sure. Spitalier, thanks for the 5-pack of gift subs and helping me hit that daily minimum. Chat room, can I get a big round of beers? And YouTube folks, can you guys hit the heart button a couple times? Be cool if you could do that. So do I try and recover this? Is the question now. All of this damage is being done with a glove and a hat. I think the best part about this is the fact that this dwarf's name is Buttsworth. 65 notable kills. If I can recover it, you think so? I don't know. The main reason I said I don't know if I can recover it is because I don't think that my plan is going to work, which is also I'm aware that there's a sunbeam behind me. It'll go in. It'll go away in 20 minutes or so. But actually, I could probably fix it by doing this. Hold on. No, it's too bright. Too bright. It's gonna take me a few weeks to get this lighting set up in a spot where it works consistently in a way that I like. But we'll get it there eventually. Whatever. So the issue here is the whole shtick of this fort was that I wasn't going to use squads. But if the zombies just are going to be neutral with a not small portion of the enemy army, this might just be a doomed cause. Like, the science has been done, and I can't fight this thing. Well, rather, I can't use this thing to fight my enemies. So at this point, I would actually say the best idea here is to let the fortress fall. Did the zombie feel satisfaction? No, he's remembering feeling satisfaction. Intelligent undead also keep their memories. So if they had positive memories, the positive thoughts can stick around. So this is where this question lies. If they go this way, they're going to... I'm going to leave it up to them. If they go this way, they'll probably get caught. If they go this way, I don't think they will. So I will leave it up to them. Well, They chose correct. It is the final stand of the good dwarves of Clobbertomb. I need to train another deadlier zombie. If they're neutral with the goblins, it's a moot point. I love that they know the locations of my traps, though. I do love that. And to the people saying that they would love a video of this fortress, if this fortress is short, that's a lot more of a viable thing. Like a lot more. What's he using as a weapon currently? I presume still the hoods. I really want to, like... holding, but I don't have DF hack. Because I want him to equip something more effective. Clobbered with a glove. Yeah, totally. Oh, who died? Or who was found dead? O'Neill was found dead. Oh, officially, he's injured enough that he can no longer breathe. He's also healing, which I think is fascinating. I mean, what I think we'd do, if we started a new fort today, he needs some Buttsworth fan art. I mean, he is naked now. He's literally just wearing socks, a shoe, and a reindeer bone amulet, and he's got a glove in one hand and a hat in the other. So, you know. And as far as full visual profile, Buttsworth, clearly. His combed hair is straight, his long beard is neatly combed, his very long sideburns are neatly combed, his long mustache is neatly combed, his very long hair is arranged in double braids, his heliotrope eyes have very large irises, and he has a very broad chin. His ears are extremely narrow, his lips are thick, his nose is somewhat long, and his head is somewhat short, and his eyebrows are slightly low. His hair is buff, and his skin is pink. And, his head bears the marks of old wounds, including a massive jagged scar. His upper body bears the marks of old wounds, including a massive straight scar. His lower body bears the mark of old wounds, including a massive jagged scar. His right upper arm includes, just presume everything has a massive straight and or jagged scar. And his head bears the marks of, I already read that. And plus he's very dented and bruised and battered and probably bleeding. Was formerly the Holy Silver of the Doctrine of Bronze. You know what's kind of awesome about this? Just as a story, right? Like, a dwarven fortress settled here with the attempted to penetrate the aquifer and discovered the haunted nightmares here. Then another fortress settles here with and attempts to enslave them and then fails so dramatically they create a super monster. Which is just kind of awesome. You know what I mean? Like, I really like that as a plotline. Guys, you might be witnessing my next video project in action. A hunter's been elected mayor. What are we up to? Potpourri's dead. Wicked is dead. Midnight X is dead. Meanwhile, these dwarves are discussing the problem. They're having an intellectual discussion back here, and some of them are sleeping. Sentient Potato has 18 kills and is currently getting punched, but also kicking and mostly kicking. Kicking and mostly kicking. Garfield over here seems to be biting primarily and striking. Biting and striking. So Garfield fan has how many kills? 18 notable kills and 19 others. While Buttsworth is up to 70. And is still just whacking them with a hood. In fact, he hit the weaponsmith, Merc Husk Buttsworth, strikes the Clobbersmith in the head so hard with a hood that it jams the skull through the brain. Whipped him in the head with a hat, and it jammed the skull through the brain. This is it, folks. This has been a fun fort. So who's ready to start a new fort in this world? Maybe not in this exact location, though. I like this faction, though. Clobbertomb? They would make a fun military faction. Havoc, you lasted all the way to the very end. You know? You made it so long. An unexpected turn of events. I kind of wish that the layout of the fort was a little bit more completed, but I was kind of expecting this fort to die this way. I love how they're just having last-minute elections. They're like, who gets the job now? As a child sits down here. So wait, hold on. Where is Saigon then? Oh. Well, rip Saigon. I hope you liked your job while it lasted. Ice Blue is now mayor. Child is dead. We are now down to one dwarf. One final remaining dwarf. That is true, but I'm trying to think. What were the features that were added? These zombies being seeable. This world seems very interesting. So unless there's a bunch of other things that I've missed, I don't think I'm going to generate a new world. I think I'm going to keep playing in this world. Because, well, chat, this is the most important part of any fort. But if you know the lyrics, it's time to sing along with Kogan-san. Silver She. They've fully... I can confirm, whether by official patch notes or otherwise, they have absolutely 100% fixed building destroyers. They are as overpowered as they used to be, if not more so. I had a zombie cave dragon, which I was curious to see if it would be hostile to my zombies or not. Fucking break the door down and release them. In the middle of my fort. Anyone got a clip? I don't think anybody clipped it. Someone could easily go back and clip it, though. Oh, my wordle. That was something. It was very, blockade-esque, shall we say. Also, chat, I'm currently $62. No, $52, I can do math. Away from my daily minimum. So if you happen to have a resub or a prime sub, check if it's up. Not a building destroyer, maybe, just slammed into the door. Dragons are supposed to be level 2 building destroyers. And the door was toppled. Like, it was broken off the hinges. It wasn't just opened, I don't think. Let me go back in the VOD and check. But I'm pretty sure they deconstructed it. Just skimming through the VOD real quick. Yeah, no, it toppled the door. right here, the door is not there anymore. If you can see here. So there's no door. There's no door, no door, no door. Well, the door is still there, right? Room full of zombies. Door is still there. Yeah, it's really nice, isn't it? That it says the number of tiles you're using. So that was confusing. Air Jesus, thank you very much for the Prime subscription, helping me hit that daily minimum. Zombie Fort's going well, very well, fantastically. And then the dragon goes up to it. Anonymous, thanks for the 5-pack, helping us hit that daily minimum. Appreciate you. Getting close. 2 more unique events, and that's a hype train. Zombies are in charge of the fort now. Oh, yeah. So then I scroll up. Gotta wait a little bit. See? That's where it happens. Because the dragon had been sitting there, so it went back by 10 seconds. So the dragon moves up to here, and then the door is gone. So no, the door definitely gets toppled, and it has to be behind them there, because otherwise, like, you could still see it on its hinges if it was still there. So no, they absolutely topple it. Said someone was smashed into it. I mean, that is building destroyers, though. It also then goes and topples another door. Well, rather, trapdoor. It goes up to it to try to topple it and then gets distracted by a dwarf and goes and kills that dwarf instead. But it was in the process of toppling a trapdoor. I also, yesterday, had a were creature destroy a locked hatch cover and break out of the fortress. So I've had 2 instances of locked doors being destroyed, and that were creature was completely alone in that room. So it was a room, it by itself, hatch cover, locked, and it destroyed the hatch cover. So I don't think you're right here. I'm pretty damn sure that that's the door getting destroyed. Well, the thing is, right? And this is what I've been, like, screaming to the high heavens for the past year, I guess. Adventure mode is the engine of the game. So there's a lot of mechanics that are dependent on things in adventure mode working, right? And some of you may remember, recently they, made some changes to how doors can be picked and locked, unlocked, and broken in adventure mode. I'd be willing to bet that's it. Because for a while there, if you tried to topple a door, it would crash the game or it would just break. I'd be willing to bet that's got something to do with it. Use floodgates as doors now? Floodgates are toppleable. Floodgates are toppleable. You have to go back to the old school style, which is bridges. 1 second. I'm just going to go change the blinds in the other room so I can open this window. That'll fix the sun in about 15 minutes once it's passed. Then that glare will go away. Can bridges be toppled? Only if they're not shut. If bridges are shut, they cannot be toppled. So yeah, we're starting a new fortress in this world. I guess I need to make a new thumbnail. Shit. Clobbertomb fell! It's time to new fort. You can't topple hatches from below, but they will try. And I had them topple a hatch from above. Or I had the were creature topple a hatch from above earlier in this fortress. Regardless, I mean, chat can say that I'm wrong all they want. But I had 2 instances of locked doors getting destroyed. One by a were creature in a room that they were completely alone with, and one by a cave dragon. So you guys can say that you think I'm wrong. I'm going with my gut and what I've seen in this fort. So, you know, you can say whatever you like, but I am pretty sure that that is accurate. I'm going to real quick see how I can edit. Need to grab titles and things. We're also still going to stream some, or probably anyway. We're probably still going to stream some, what's it called? Foundation later today as well still. Not much of it though, most likely after new fort times. Okay, I've got the GIMP file open so I can edit it quickly. And I gotta update the Twitch title. I guess I also need to update the last fort command. All right, so exclamation point last fort here on Twitch should update that. I was zombified and caught. I threw it into the pit to see if it would fight with them or be allied, and then it toppled the door to the zombie pit, yes. That is exactly what happened in order. Havoc's got it. Havoc indeed has it. All right, so that should be updated. Let's now go over to YouTube. New fort. Clobbertombs died. Okay. And then I'll do a real quick post in the Discords. I do like this faction, though. It led them to freedom. True. You're not wrong. It did, in fact, lead them to freedom. Speaking of leading them to freedom, hey, Twitch chat, if you guys want to say hi to the VODs, now's the time to do that, because I just put a new marker in the chat. And YouTube folks, don't forget to leave a like on the stream. There's 75 of you tuning in today, which is lovely. But, you know. Hey, Midnight X. Havoc says he was laughing his butt's worth off. You know, we're going to check Right. Today's fire alarm testing day. I remember being told about this. Well, it works. Good to know. Well, hopefully that's the only time it'll go off. Jeepers. Oh no, the fortress fell. Ah, it's fine. The fort fell? Yeah, you gotta go check the VODs. Your fire alarms were tested yesterday. Yeah, no, they were like, because I attended the Strata owners meeting for this month for my new building, and they said it was the second Wednesday of this month, which, now that I'm looking at it, today's the second Wednesday of this month, so... My battery was low? What battery would be causing a beeping like that? Oh wait, yeah, fire alarm batteries, right? This building doesn't actually have any battery-powered fire alarms. It has built-in wired ones. So... that scared the piss out of me, though. All right, Buttsworth. Oh, wow, there's 2 Buttsworth. Of course there's 2 Buttsworths.
Stupid cheered. X100.
Thanks for the $1. Are stupid. Man, that jute hood. He struck them all down with a glove and a hat. What an angry motherfucker. Also scrolling up. The cave dragon. Struck down an alpaca. Yeah, so it just came in, mortally wounded an alpaca, and then just killed a bunch of stuff. This thing was the reason we all fell. Also, chat, can I get a round of beers for the $1 from our friend here? I having heard that fire alarm now, I can confirm that no, we do not, in fact, need to make me hear that sound. That's not, maybe like a cartoonishly fake sounding fire alarm. But I don't no, that's not a healthy thing for my sanity level. Wait, what did it do? His enemy with a glove barely having any clothing on. Literally, he was completely naked by the end of it. His ass cheeks flapping in the wind. I'm looking for who killed the outpost liaison. Actually, I could just check the faction. So legends, what, civilizations? Clob. Zerp. Okay, so Sodal became the liaison of the outpost of Clobbering. Yeah, because previous outpost liaison died, so let's scroll up until I find the outpost liaison from before. Became a member. Actually, why don't I just go to Clobbertombs and scroll up to before when everybody started dying. Lost a diplomat. The Tower of Clobbering lost a diplomat. Well, there it is. Probably Nil. So Nil was the eldest. He authored... Oh, he got attacked by a Sasquatch at the age of like 8 actually. Became the outpost liaison in his 20s. Okay. Was the outpost liaison for 50 some odd years.
X250. Greetings.
Apparently, he fought in the onslaught of murders and defenses of rings shoves. Okay, so he's defending his fortress against the elven onslaughts. Clashed with 199 elves in ring gloves, slaying 10. I'm trying to think of like what we can do with the next fort. And I've got an idea. Why don't we settle where these wars are happening? Because they are actively at war with a really large number of elves. I think that could be fun. The fort did in fact die, Lore Nerd, yeah. It died pretty quick. I had a zombified cave dragon topple the door that was isolating my zombies from the rest of the fortress. And then the dragon and the zombies escaped into the fortress and absolutely fucking wrecked everything. So now we need a new theme. Weapons trader in a war zone? Ooh. You want to see a Tower of Zombies? Me too, but if you want to see Blockade 2.0, that's Buttsworth. Make all the beer types possible? I mean, we can do another, like, that's mostly just like surface farming and having a large variety of food. We could absolutely do another surface fort. Gotta go back 20 minutes. About that. Hold on, let me actually tell you. I may still have the stream up. Do I? No, I don't. Yeah, no, I closed it already. Lever Inc. Lever doer. Was there anything you guys wanted me to look up real quick? World's largest bar. That's not hard. That's not hard. Just make like a 30 by 30 room and that's probably bigger than anything else in the world. Zombie goblins. So those goblins are, oh, right. Yeah, actually, what the fuck was their names? That I do need to reopen the VOD for. What the fuck was their names? Okay, that was after they got out. Because there was that siege. It wasn't huge. Okay, so that was after they're out. This was where the siege was. Because they got hit by a cloud. I opened the gate. But they start moving down. Some of them get clipped by the cloud. Yeah, there's the cloud. It's above my fort. So, Dreadwoods. Sure, Orange, you get the first door for the new fort. Yeah. Dreadwood. What was your name? I didn't close the tab, did I? NGOM. Dreadwood. NGOM. Dread. Oh. Wait, what? There's no way you're not notable. Unless I'm misspelling this. NGOM. There's no way that that goblin just straight up isn't notable. What was the name of the other one? Because there was two of them. I mean, okay, it did kill a kitten. So it should be somewhat notable. Okay, hold on. NGOSO. Oh, what's your last name? ZUSMU. Yeah, no, it wasn't that one. So did they... Are they just so unnoteworthy that they just aren't remembered? Usually getting a kill puts you into Legends. But generally, like, goblins appearing puts them into Legends. Let's go back to locations and sites. Clobbertomb. So where was the actual... They attacked us at Clobbertomb. They led the attack. So Attis Rubstaff, this guy, who was eventually... Okay, but what about the person who killed you? You also bled to death. Yeah, no, they just weren't noteworthy enough to get mentioned. Your dwarves aren't mining. There's probably a trillion things that could be causing that. Everything from like ability to access the location they're trying to get to other things are higher priority, to analysis paralysis due to a failing job that's infinitely repeating. Your best bet is to check your burrows, check your job cancellations, see if there's something that's mass canceling, like somebody in hospital or needing bucket with water or needing seeds for something, and work backwards from there. And make sure that your miners have a pickaxe. That's obviously the basic one. They're starting out. Like, have you literally just started? I'd screenshot the thing you're trying to mine and put it on Discord and see if it's accessible. Maybe they can help. I can't really tell you without looking at it, though. Yeah, so because those are just, like, unnoteworthy goblins, well, I mean, they're not really procedurally generated. They're listed in the populations, but they haven't done anything noteworthy yet. Now, I do wonder something else, though. It's a shame I can't search by husk. I wonder. Historical figures. Civilizations. Actually, let's try this, because I'm in an ad break right now. Clobbertomb. Who was it that attacked us? The Low Nightmare. I'm just curious if... Ooh! We got attacked by a were creature. We got attacked by a were creature who broke out and escaped. Became a cook. What are we screaming at, Devilish? Slain by... That was a dog. Got a notable dog. Okay, that's the Low Nightmare. I'm looking for the were creature attacks, because... Slain by... Now, Alpaca's bled to death. Slain by Buttsworth. But I'm going to scroll up until I find... that were creature, because that were creature also broke a door and left. And I gotta say that I would very much like to know exactly what it did afterwards. Because it left as a zombified were creature. I'd have to go skim through that VOD to go find its name, though, so it's probably easier to do this. It also didn't strike anything down, I don't think. I'm pretty sure it just got in and then got caught in a cage trap. It was also a goblin, if I'm not mistaken. It's also really nice to just actually lose, like, a fortress to things that were outside of my control. Star Schultz was encased in ice. Was created. Prepared meal. Bled to death, slain by Saigon. The ruler of plating. An alpaca was bled to death. The human drowned. Wait, what? I had a human drown? Oops. I don't recall that, but... Suffocated, bled to death. Settled, gave up being a farmer. Slain by Buttsworth. Slain by Sentient Potato. Sergeant Donut was struck down. This might be before it. Did the fort die? Yes. Let me just go check the VOD from yesterday. So is anyone in the fort alive? No. Everybody died. Everybody dead. And currently, I'm just trying to find things to look up in Legends. It's the VOD from yesterday, so... That was towards the end of the VOD from yesterday. Should be able to recognize it in the thumbnail, because I kind of lingered on it for a while. But yes, the fortress did, in fact, die. Oh, there it is. This thing. Evil Taunt. This guy broke out. He toppled that hatch cover. So Evil Taunt, that's pretty easy to remember. Historical figures. Evil Taunt. Taunt, not, you know, not taunt. Evil Tot. So... he got divorced after breaking away from us? Hold on, what? Okay, so hasn't done anything notable since attacking us, because didn't kill anybody when he attacked us. But, yeah, no, this goblin is a wereweasel. Apparently was a herbalist at one point. Had an apprenticeship. Became a member of the Priest Doctrine, which is a religion for the worship of Rusma, associated with light. It's a female human. It's the god of light, basically. So, worshipped light. Which means he's definitely an edgy Death Note reader. Got married at one point. Proud of you. Corrupted their spouse. Oh. Wait, no. Their spouse corrupted them to act on plots and schemes, and they agreed willingly. So they were a criminal couple. Did well gambling as well. Got married, in fact. To somebody else. I guess, oh, got divorced shortly after committing crimes, then found a new lover, did well gambling, and then got married at that point. I get it. Okay. Purchased a wealthy elevation and smooth jumped. Had the fortifications improved of the wealthy elevation. And formed a false friendship with a human. Got divorced again after getting married again at some other point. Also made a fortune gambling, but apparently. Was quite rich at one point. Got persecuted and was expelled, along with several other members of their religion. Lost a fortune gambling. Oh, purchased a house, even after losing a fortune gambling. Oh, wait, sorry. They lost a fortune gambling, and then their house was bought from them. So they owned a house, which they'd purchased earlier, which because they bought it and smooth jumped. And then they lost a fortune gambling and then had to sell the house. Formed some false friendships in order to extract information from dwarves in a place called Entrance Bronze. Profaned a chapel and smooth jumped, probably because they lost a fortune gambling. And then got cursed to assume the form of a weasel-like monster every full moon. Became the enemy of a bunch of people. Attacked, devoured somebody. Fought with somebody else. Ate an alpaca. Man, this is like a robot chicken short. Goblin appear. Goblin do goblin thing. Goblin gamble. Goblin find girlfriend or boyfriend. I can't remember. Or don't know because I haven't clicked. Finds spouse. Gets married. Commits crimes. Gambles. Wins a fortune. Gets divorced. Finds a new wife. Buys a house. Gambles more. Wins a fortune. Improves the house. Then gets divorced. Gambles more. Loses a fortune. Finds a new partner. Gets married. Gets angry, tries to extort information, gets divorced again, then loses a fortune gambling, and then gets expelled due to religion at some point, which makes them really angry, and then goes and beats the shit out of a temple. They probably just sat there rolling the dice at the temple. You know, maybe. Has like a huge number of kids too, as well as 17 total kills. Man, what a goblin. Also is a wereweasel. Let's go start a new fort, shall we? Did the bunker not work? I kind of let it not work. It was less of a did it not work and more of a most of my zombies were neutral with more than half of the enemy army. Actually, does anybody know if DF hack is updated? I'd like to use it to disable the tutorial. Let me check. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, hasn't updated. Oh well. Oh wait, has it? Oh, it doesn't look like it's updated on my screen. Oh, I see. It just hadn't queued up until I restarted the game. Well, that's fascinating. Turn of events. You know, that last fort was also pretty gimmicky. This next one could just be a bit more of a let's play slowly and focus on, like... That's interesting. Dwarf Fortress launched of its own accord without me clicking any buttons and